Hey, welcome back with another video. Let's bow and we'll get started. Come to attention. Bow. All right, so we're going to take the fighting skills from the last video, put it up a notch, and put some application to some of those things, see how those are going to work in a situation. But first, let's get warmed up and ready to go. Basic old jumping jacks. Ready? And go. All right, about 10 seconds, then we'll move on with the rest of the warm-ups. And stop. Good. All right, so let's circle our heads, move our necks around. And go the other way around. And arms, big circles forward. And backwards. Cross them. Up and down. Good. Twist your body. Good. Circle the hips. Other way around. Good. Bring your feet in a little closer. Bend the knees and circle at the knees. And out of the way. Good. Circle the leg outward and in. And other side. And stop. Good. All right. So the last video we were using push step. We moved push step forward and backwards. We moved push step sideways and back. We did that with both sides. Forward, back, side, side. So we're going to be building on that today. So if you're new to this, you probably want to go back and watch that video first. Go along and work those exercises, work those drills. Then what we're doing today is going to make a whole lot more sense. Okay, so we're going to be combining parts of push steps together and changing angles as we go. So let's start off. Put your hands up. Left foot's in front. Push step forward and back. Push step side and back. Good. Now, do the first half of the push step. That means we step out wide, but the back foot doesn't move. Now, push step to the side. But that means that that lead foot's going to have to pull back up. All right. So reset back over. Again, first half of push step, push out, side step, and the lead foot's going to pull up in an angle. Okay, let's do that again. But this time, as I push step to the side, I'm going to keep my same orientation. That means I'm going to imagine I am advancing towards an opponent, a target, in front of me. And even as I push step to the side, I want to stay oriented on that target. So if my target's here, when I move to the side, I have to angle my body to keep my acquisition on that target. So I push step out, big step wide, and as I move to the side, I'm turning my body to face that target, that opponent. Okay, so let's do that a couple times. First half the push step, so big step wide, side step, and angle the body into your opponent. Reset. Okay, so push step wide, side step, and we're angled towards our opponent. Okay, so we're going to be doing that, and we're going to make a complete circuit around. So here's how this is going to work. Aylin's going to kick us off. She's going to be moving around one direction. Then Caden's going to jump in, and he's going to switch his feet and move around the other direction. Okay, so we're only going to be moving to our open side on this drill, just so we don't complicate things. You can absolutely work some of this stuff if you're not working towards the open side. But we're working for a particular drill, and we're going to keep it simple today. I'm going to use this heavy bag, which is not so heavy because to keep it mobile around the house, we don't have it filled unless we've got a purpose for it. So we leave it empty and dry. So Aylin's starting around behind, and you aren't going to see her at first, but she's going to work that same push, big step, and then side step off to the side. And she's going to be doing that around. So now she's off diagonal to that, and she pushes in again, and then side step. Good. And now you can see she's orthogonal to it. Yes, there is a term for right angles as well as those 45 degrees. So now she goes in and off to the diagonal. She goes in again, off to the orthogonal. And she's going to continue around. And 4, push in, side step off. 5, push, side step off. 6, 7, push. 8, good. And then Caden's going to jump in. He's going to put his right foot in front. So now he's moving around the other direction. And this time with his right foot as his lead. Okay, ready? 1. So big push and then side step. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. All right, now we're going to add the jab to this one. Okay, so Aylin's going to get herself set up, and as she moves in, she does that step. She's doing the jab, then she's going to side step. Because we're working around a circle, when we do a straight side step, we end up being a little farther away. Hang in there. You're going to see what that's about here in just a second. Okay, so she's going to step straight in, jab, side step off to the side. Step straight in and side step to the side. 3, in and then side step. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Make sure you do that step. Good. Caden's going to come on in here. we're going for 8 steps around. So if you end up doing more steps than just 8, then it means that you're cutting shallower angles. And it's going to be real important here in just a second to cut the 45-degree angle, or sometimes even more, depending upon your application. Okay, so Caden's coming around with that jab, and 1, in with a jab, and off. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add one more element to that here on the bag, and then we'll show you some variations of how you can work this at home as well. So now what we've got is we're going to take and we're going to apply the jab on our way in. We're going to do our side step, which takes us at the 45. But as we get there, as that foot plants, I'm launching right back in for the cross punch. So I'm coming in with my jab off and right in with that cross. So as the left foot's dropping, my left hand's punching. As I sidestep, as soon as it drops, as soon as it hits the ground, I'm firing that cross punch off right away, and I'm launching into the target. Okay, so I'm going to be out of here. Okay, I'm outside of punching range. I'm going to come in. I'm going to punch. Okay, then I'm going to come off at the diagonal. As soon as that foot stops, I'm coming in just so I can get the cat.
Yes.
All right. Now, Aylin, come on up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hang on to this bag because in the normal course of events, we don't want to be knocking this over. It just takes the exercise all out of this. So you're going to come in and jab, side step, push. Push in. And 2, in with the punch, off. Good. Make sure you do a good push step. 3, push in with jab, side, and back in, cross. 4, 5. Do a good push in there. 6, push in, over, push back in, cross. 7. Do where you're at. Do where you're at. Sometimes we miss the jab. Some it's just not there. Sometimes the target doesn't present itself. That's okay. All right. So, Aylin, step back. Caden's going to start this time right side in front. I know this is not his dominant side, but this is where we're going. He's going to step in straight, fire the jab off. As soon as that foot lands, he's launching that punch right in. You can see how much that's going to penetrate into that target. Good. 3, 4, 5. There you go. 6, 7, and 8. Good. All right. So that's your drill. Pretty simple. Goes pretty quick. But absolutely, when you're going through this, work it around one side, work it around the other side. Okay. Maybe this is a tree that you've got out back. If it is, make sure that you're not going to be punching on that tree. This isn't a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie where we're building up all those big, strong knuckles and by hitting the trees. I guarantee you, you go try to hit the tree like Jean-Claude looks like he's doing in the movies, you're going to break your fingers. All right. Fingers are not designed for that kind of damage. So work it around one side, then the other side. Maybe you've got a pillar in your house. Maybe you've got a support beam, something that you can work around. If you don't have something like that, let's show you some other things. Okay, we'll start off with maybe you've got a partner. Okay, partner could be a sibling or a parent that also trains. Partner could just be somebody that can hold pads up for you to hit. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to hold on to a pad, some sort of striking target, and you're going to hold it up at about punch level for your partner. So I'm going to start with Aylin. I'm going to have you start right here for me and then step back. Okay, so Aylin, extend the punch straight out. I don't want to be holding here so she's already in punching range. She needs to move in at me, so I need to make sure she can push in to get that jab. And I'm always going to hold up the opposite side here. Okay, Now, I'm also, with this drill, going to hold this hand up at a right angle. So as she push steps in, she's going to punch this, my left hand here, and then she's going to move off at that angle. She's going to drive back in for that punch. Now, I reorient. So now I face her. This pad is facing her. Square this one up. She drives in, punch, off to the angle for the second punch. And then we'll continue. All right, ready? 1. Good. 2. 3. 4. 5. Notice how she's hitting me from my blind side here. She's off the angle. She's closed off my lines of attack. For me to attack her, I've got to reorient on her. So she's coming in and hitting me from the side. That's the point of this offline step. Go ahead and step out. Caden, go ahead and work that one from moving the opposite way around. Whole drill, just this time with your pad. So again, I'm holding my pad so I'm straight onto him here. He's going to come in and fire that jab. He's going to step offline, and this one's going to be angled off, and he's going to push right back out after that second punch. So make sure you're back out a little bit farther. There you go. 2, in. Good. And he's going to drive back. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. Good. All right. So if you've got a partner, that's going to be ideal. They can challenge you on those and make you work for it. If you don't have a partner and you don't have a pillar or a readily accessible tree, maybe the branches are hanging too low and you just can't get in close, you can imagine that what I've got here is a corner. Okay. So long as you've got a corner, you can work to one side and the other. So let's imagine that this is the corner of my room right here. Okay. So instead of hitting this, we're thinking about this is my corner. So I can work in, starting right here with my jab. Make sure you're not making contact, giving yourself enough space. Work my offline. Now I'm on the other side of this corner, and I fire in for my straight punch. And then I'm back out. Well, corner doesn't keep going around, so I'm going to switch my feet. And I'm going to push in here, jab, offline step, cross, and back out, and switch again. So Aylin, come and give that a try. Okay, so if you're going to start over here, put your right foot in front. Okay, so you're not trying to hit this pad. So imagine this is your wall. So step back, give yourself some space so you don't actually hit this wall here. Ready? And 1, push in, jab, offline step, push in, strike. Good. Switch feet. Now you're going to punch in with that lead hand, jab, offline step, cross. Make sure you push step in with that cross. Okay? Now let's do it one more time. Give yourself some space back. Okay? Ready? Don't hit. And 1, in, offline. 2, good. But you hit that wall, so be careful of those knuckles. Switch your feet. Good. Give yourself space. 1. But you got to give yourself your step too. All right, come on out. Caden. Okay, if you're on this side of that corner, get your right foot in front and then offline step. Okay, so you may need just a little bit more space. Okay, so push in 1, offline step, 2. Good. Watch out for your space. I know we're trying to visualize an imaginary wall right here. That's okay. Tell you what. Let me grab a little bit taller bit here. So now Caden is going to work with a taller wall, and this will help us visualize this even better. Just thought about it. We keep the jiu-jitsu mats in these cardboard boxes so that the cats don't scratch up and claw up all of that foam. They love using that as a scratching pad. You might not be able to see it here, but these mats down here have been shredded by cats. Okay, so use this as your corner. You move it around here. Okay, so line it up, right foot in front, coming in, jab, offline step, and in. Okay, and then you can switch your feet and orient on the other corner, on the other side. Okay, yep, you're kind of out of space right where you're at. Push in, jab, off, back in, cross. Okay, so that's a way that you can use just a corner in your house, moving offline one side or the other. And if you run out of space, you just don't have a lot, you're working around a door jamb or whatever, adjust your steps. Maybe you want to step a little bit deeper, okay, just to get around that door jamb. That's not going to hurt your training. Okay, so but maybe you just kind of need to shallow this up. But visualize, even if I have to take really short steps, 1, off, 2, visualize that line to the target. Visualize that extension into the target. And then go someplace where you've got space and have an imaginary center where you can come in with that strong punch. 1, 2, okay? But if you've got to work in those tight spaces, you've got some options. Okay? So move that out of the way. Okay? So some options for working this offline step at home, because we know not everybody's got a heavy bag that you can just work yourself around, and a stuffed animal on the ground is going to be a little too small to see well. Okay, so that's where we're at with those. Let's do some conditioning drills. We're going to go just some basic fundamental stuff, some push-ups, some crunches. We're going to do those Supermans again, and finish out with some, we'll do some squats today instead of lunges. Okay, and then we'll get into our stretching. But with our push-ups, let's do our push-ups from our knuckles today. Okay, so let's spread out. Okay, so when we do our knuckle push-ups, I'm not going to have my fists out like I might with my regular push-ups. I'm going to have a vertical fist. Tate tsugi. All right, so vertical fist. And again, on these knuckles right here. As I roll towards that pinky side, you can see the wrist deflecting out towards that side. And that will lead to a little bit too much lean. So I want to keep everything as straight line up, shoulder down to the floor. If I bring it out here, everything's coming around the outside, up through the elbow, and I'm trying to support it somehow through the middle of the arm. So get it up here, vertical fist here, and we bring it down for our push-up. Okay? 10 of those. Of course, you do your number that gives you the best challenge for you. Everybody up. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Oh, all right. And crunches.
I have the mat right on my head.
Yes. Crunches. All right. Just basic crunches. You're keeping your head and spine straight, tightening from the abs, lift it up, head and shoulder up off the mat, and then release it back down. You can have your hands back at your head, but you've got to avoid the temptation to pull up with the hands, which is going to pull your head up. It's going to crunch your neck down. And then oftentimes what you're going to do is you're going to shortchange the crunch because you're going to get your head up and feel like you're going someplace, but your shoulders haven't even left the mat. Okay? So if you can't keep it straight while you do the full crunch, bring your arms across in front of you, crossed in front, grabbing a hold of your uniform here in front, just to keep everything up. Okay? Ready?
Mm-hmm.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. All right. If that's your number, stop there. If you need to do more, I know I could probably use more on a regular basis. Then go ahead and replay that section and follow along, or just hit pause and do as many more crunches as is going to give you a good challenge. Okay. So let's flip over to our backs. And Superman. So my arms are up. I'm going to raise my arms up and my feet up at the same time. So I'm just balancing on my tummy. Yeah, if your belt's, my belt at this point is pretty soft and flat, but you may want to move that knot off to the side or around your back, so it's not digging into your stomach. Okay, ready? And 1, up and hold, and then down. 2, up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. And come all the way back up. That's right, squats. Okay. Some key points on squats. Feet are going to be out about shoulder width apart. I'm going to write on down. And I want to have my posture upright. Okay. Don't want to lean over when I'm doing squats. I want to keep my posture up and down as much as I can. So as I squat down, I'm going to reach my hands out for balance, and I'm coming back up. And as I come back up, I think about straightening up, hands come down, hips come forward, get everything up over those feet, because I don't want to be coming up and every little bit slouching more and more. I want to be good posture up here. Okay. The next thing is your leg bend. As I come down, I want my butt to sit way low. It's going to feel like you're sitting way lower than it ought to, but you're going to be getting down in the right spot because you want the top of the thighs parallel with the ground. That means the bottom of the thighs are going to look like a downward angle. So I'm coming down, not here, not even here, all the way down here. Head is up, arms are out, and push back up. Okay? If you do a half squat just because that's what your limits are, that's okay. Come down to a half squat and back up. Okay? But don't quarter squat it. You're not giving yourself any benefit there. But if you can work it towards a full squat and just do 5 instead of 10 with us, then do half as many. And if you just go down nice and slow and come back up during our 2 count, then that's going to be fine. If you need more, of course, just hit pause and pick it up, however many more reps you need. All right, ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. And do however many more you need to. Just hit pause and keep on going. All right. Let's stretch it out. I'm going to start by facing you guys. That way we're not running into each other. Feet are in close. There's not a need for them to be touching here. Just in close. And hang it down nice and easy over those toes. Keep the legs straight. Don't let those knees bend because you want that tight feeling on the back of the legs. You want this to be stretching. You'll find the more you do this, the closer your fingers are going to hang toward those toes when you start out. And as you hang here, as you breathe, as you relax, you'll see those fingers drooping just a little closer and a little closer and a little closer to those toes. And bring it back up. Bring your feet out. They'll be just slightly outside of shoulder width. And bring it down to the center. Now keep it low. Move over to the left side and go ahead and pull your chest in. Again, keeping those knees straight so you get the stretch on the back of the leg. And to the other side. Pull. And hang it back to the center. And straighten your body up. Step your feet out wider. This will be about your horse stance width. Bend those knees down. Elbows inside the knees. And push. Good. And rock those legs from one side to the other. Gently. Don't go super fast. You don't want to slam into a stretch and overdo it. We just want to move and loosen things up one side and then the other. All right. Now, bend your right knee. Take it all the way down to that side. If you're like me, I put my elbow inside that knee like that sumo stretch. Push it outward. But make sure you keep those feet as flat as you can. Toes and heels, at least the big toe to the heel, needs to be straight on the mat. If you can keep those pinky toes down, that helps as well. But we're looking for the stretch on the inside of the thigh. All right, keep it low. Rock yourself back over the other side and stretch it out to the other side. Good. Back up. Nice and straight. And stretch those feet out as wide as they'll go. And walk forward. And back. And then forward. And back. And have a seat. And if you're like me, you'll need a little bit of extra help to stretch those legs back out wide. And reach down the center. And over to your left. Not just with one hand, but with both hands. And reach both of them out there. And other side. Reaching out. On your way with both hands all the way up. Best you can reach. And bring your feet in. Knees down to the mat. And grab your toes. Pull your nose down to your toes. And stand it back up. All right, so that's the end of the video, but it's not the end of your workout. Go out, check out the kata videos. You can find the links to those from the website. You can also find those up on our YouTube channel. Make sure you're looking for Living Sword Martial Arts. The old channel is still up there, but that was an old channel, and the emails that we had connected with that aren't working anymore. They're not connected with it anymore. We're not sure why, but we've created the new channel with Living Sword Martial Arts. Everything's going up there, but you can still find those old kata videos over on the old channel if you're searching and don't know which one's which. But go look for Living Sword Martial Arts and find those kata videos. Work on the stuff that's in focus for this week, for this month rather, month of April, and also work on the stuff that you need to work on for your next promotion. Then fill in any gaps with everything else that you know. The website's got the videos, but it also has the PDFs so that you can download those kata, print them out, and follow along step by step. Have somebody coach you through that if you need it. So go check those out and work on those as well. So, happy training. Attention, and bow.